Nelson Dellis. I'm a four-time USA memory champion, and I realized the other day that a lot of my videos are very specific on how to memorize or learn specific things, but I don't really have a video that describes kind of my general formula or plan of attack for memorizing absolutely everything. And I do have one. So this video will be devoted to that. Very short, very simple, but basically so you can understand how I approach everything that I'd like to memorize. So I have this three-step foolproof process to memorizing anything. And it starts with what I like to call see. Basically, I find a way to picture or see the thing that I'm trying to memorize in my mind's eye as a picture. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to memorize my friend's address, which starts with the number 812. Now, when I try to see a picture for that number, I don't want to picture the actual number itself. That's the whole point, is that 812 is not a very memorable number. It's a bunch of symbols clustered together that mean nothing to me. So I want to turn those numbers into something that makes sense, that I can see in my mind's eye. So instead of seeing 812, why not try to see something like this? Which is very weird, but we have an octopus driving one car with two wheels, right? Octopuses have 8 legs. This is one pink car, pink, why not? And then 2 tires. This car has 2 tires. Now that is a way to see the number 812. Now the second step in my process is to do something called link, which basically means to connect the image to something that you already know in your head. Now a great example of this is, imagine a computer when you save a file, right? You usually give it a file name and you put it in a folder. Why do we do that? We do that because we need a way to find it later by name, by location. We know where it is, we know where the file is, and we can get it out. We can retrieve it or recall it. So the same thing needs to happen in our brains. We need to anchor the image that we saw to something that is already firmly planted in our brain, and we know how to access already very easily. So this is where the link idea comes from. You're linking those things together. So we want to memorize this address. We have 812, we have an image already for it. Now we want to link it to something. So I'm gonna think that, okay, this person's house that it represents, the colors of the house that it happens to be painted reminds me of the planet Earth, the colors of the ocean and the land mass, whatever. So what I'm gonna do is take my image, my octopus, and attach it to this image of the globe, which is my link. Now, the last step, and this is probably the most important because it's kind of the special sauce, the glue that makes it all work very nicely. And that is to do something I call go, which basically takes the image that you saw, the thing that you're linking it to, and really smash them together. Give it life, give it color, give it context, give it detail, reasons why this would be the case, and really try to imagine with all your senses what it would be like if it was actually happening. So we have this octopus on our globe, but let's imagine he's actually in the ocean, and on top of that, let's imagine that there's kids playing nearby, they're playing volleyball, and there's sharks kind of swimming about, the waves that are splashing, the sounds of the kids laughing. You could also imagine maybe boats are passing by, what it would sound like for the wind flapping through the sails of those different boats. And then also maybe there's fish flopping about, right? They're jumping out of the surface of the ocean, splashing back in. You can even smell that fishy smell, right? And maybe even the octopus has a few fish in its tentacles, right? Ready to eat. That's the basic process. See, link, go. And I honestly do that every situation. So if you want to learn more about what I do and how I do it, and if you want to reach out to me even and send me an email, head to my website. It's nelsondellis.com. And also, don't forget, I have my book called Remember It, you should remember it, which basically talks about all the techniques to memorize the day-to-day stuff that we tend to forget, and different strategies to memorize the simple things and the more complicated things as well. So don't forget to check that out. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm